quickly got Lovey here talking about Google Design Resources. Thanks, Lovey.
Thank you, Mike. So what a Christmassy night tonight with all the Santa trackers and all stuff. So moving on, today we would be talking about the essential tools and resources to keep your projects moving. And as it is said at Google, focus on the user and all else will follow. Google Design is a cooperative effort towards fostering a creative and educational platform to design experiences that inspire and enlighten our users. Now, as we all know, Santa is on the vacation and got a task for his cross-functional team, cross-functional team of elves, which is right here. And the task is to create multiple applications for easing out his Christmas action, while I, as Mrs. Claus, to review the design of these applications. So I thought to give you some resources to start with. So, you know that Santa has to spend most of his time in the night for his Christmas thing. So first I would like to introduce you is the dark theme. Materials Darken Design System rethinks contrast and color saturation so that interfaces may appear not just beautiful, also legible, while carefully preserving the brand identity. And thus, I would recommend you to have a good read about it. In fact, if you are an avid reader, you'd find Google Design Library as one of the richest collections of case studies and practical guides. Now, I would like you to jump on the resources straight away. So Google Design offers us a variety of resources that we can use to implement in our app design and development, including material design, design sprint, and more like Angular Material, Polymer Paper Elements, Android Auto, Android TV, and augmented reality design. So without further ado, let's move on to material design. It isn't a single style. It is an adaptable design system inspired by paper and ink and engineered so that you can build beautiful, usable products faster. On that note, a quick disclaimer, it is not just for designers but a very powerful tool for developers as well. It allows you to express more by customizing for style and legibility, advocates responsiveness for improving cross-platform, cross-device experiences to deliver a consistent message throughout to your customers. And when you look at the website, you'll find that there are three main sections to start with: design, develop, and resources. And if you look into design, then again they're divided into three parts: material system, foundation, and guidelines. So where material system is for you to get acquainted with all the metaphors, it is the foundation that might interest you the most, as it consists of everything that you will use to stick your users to your app and make it more memorable. It describes the complete material environment from layout, navigation, color, shapes, motion, interaction, and even sound. Trust me, you would want to check it out. Let's go to develop. You can build beautiful, usable products with material components for iOS, Android, web, and Flutter. Material components, also known as MDC, are an important source framework for implementing material design. You can customize and add MDC to your code base, which is pretty easy. So if you're on Android, you'll access the design support library through Maven using standard support library setup. On iOS, you can use CocoaPods. You add to your pod file. On web, you'll just install a node module. And on Flutter, you're done. Material components come built into Flutter. Now, a good thing for you, Mike, right?
Yeah.
So, moving on to the resources or tools. There are plenty, but my favorite ones are the Theme Editor, Gallery, and Icons. There are 5 sets of full systemized system icons available in a range of formats, sizes, and densities. And talking about the Theme Editor, it lets you express your brand more systematically by allowing global changes in color, shape, and typography in just a single click. All you need to do is add the material plugin to Sketch. So team, next is a very cool resource that we can use, and that is Gallery. It is a collaborative tool for uploading your design work. And once you have done that, I can review it and provide feedback quickly and efficiently. Now that I have given you all the design resources, I would recommend that a month before we better go into the design sprint, and thus use the Google Design Sprint Kit. So in this age of rapid development, design sprint is the proven methodology for solving problems. It allows you to align a cross-functional team, which Santa has already done, and so as to develop a hypothesis, prototype the idea, and test it rapidly. Well, as Mrs. Claus, I have to look into the budget, and design sprints require very little investment. So, If you look at the website again very closely, you'll find three main sections: planning, methodology, and resources. While planning, as we all know, usually involves defining scope and structuring, conducting user research, collecting stats, it is the methodology that you would want to follow. And as you can see, there are 6 main phases, each one of which consists of several activities such as journey mapping, boot up note taking, etc. As easy these might sound, but they have their own peculiarities. So if not done right, you might actually not get the desired results. Say for example, you're doing the user interviews. We know that user interviews are a lot more common now, and they're done to gain the empathy for the user's experience. So if you're working on a project in digital watches, you might want to know how people currently keep track of time. What do they use? What do they like? What is the pain point? With the Sprint Kit, you get the directions and guidelines to conduct them successfully. It also provides you the template and timing, thus keeping you on time. So speaking of templates, the next great thing to look into the design Sprint Kit is the templates and recipes. There are plenty of them that will work best for your team's design sprint. As you can see, we have got an example of very popular icebreaker template, My Superpower. You'll find all the directions and the usage of these templates with the kit. Now, AI has become really popular, also amongst the ELF team, and we are not just here to design the AI product, but a human-centered AI product. And thus, we turn towards PAIR, which is People and AI Guidebook. Starting from defining the user needs to data collection and developing mental model, it has everything in it. You can use this guidebook to understand the concepts such as assessing automation versus augmentation, tuning models, and apply all of that with the help of worksheets given in each chapter. What sets PAIR apart is the links it provides in the resources section, which are true resources you need. I would recommend you to check out Google's AI tools, which are the aggregation of Google's open source AI tools including TensorFlow, MLKit, Colab, etc. And if you are a student like me, don't forget to discover more with Google AI Education. So while there is a lot out there for you to explore, including wearables, cardboard, Firebase of course, Google Assistant, which is mostly covered by Zubin at our Hack Nights, I would just leave you with a quick cheat sheet. However, I'm pretty sure that the links are not very accessible to you. So here you go. Google Design Resources, the cheat sheet. Here's the URL which you can follow to get the doc version of the cheat sheet. And thank you.
Wow, thanks, Lavi. Thanks for that wonderful talk. Hold for 2 seconds.